she's MLA for Radisson, right? Radisson, yeah. And she's she's critic for multiculturalism from the NDP caucus.
Things from the NDP and the official opposition, and to also bring congratulations. This is a wonderful accomplishment, a good addition to the community. We support you in preserving your culture, and we wish you many pleasurable and happy times here as you celebrate your faith. Thanks very much.
Okay, before I call upon next speaker, I would like to recognize some people. Well, actually, I recognize all of you. Mr. Roger Young is city councillor for this area, and his wife, I saw him coming, Mr. Roger Young. Next, I would like to introduce to you is David Langtry. He's director of correct me if I say your designation wrong. You're director of Multiculturalism Secretariat. So David Langtry, and on his right is his colleague. Trying to recall your first name. Alice Kirkland, right? Yeah. So she's also in there. I would like to recognize Rosemary Wotry. She's MLA for Fort Garry, right? And I would also like to recognize Conrad Santos. He's NDP from the NDP caucus, and he's MLA for Broadway. Okay. Let's see. If by mistake I missed someone, we have to be. That's right.
I know I'm here.
No, I'm not finished yet. It was just an intermission.
Commercial break.
I have to start my speech here. Okay, now, seriously, I would like to introduce and actually call upon Dr. Teren St to come over to the podium. He's a professor of religion at the University of Manitoba. Without any further long introduction, I would request him to say a few words, please.
Honored members, distinguished members of the Ahmadiyya, honored guests and good friends. First of all, I want to say how privileged I feel to be invited to say a few words on this auspicious and amazing occasion. I say it's amazing because 4 days ago I did not know that another mosque, and the first mosque of the Ahmadiyya in Winnipeg, would be open. I have been studying the worship places of Winnipeg systematically within the university, and this is indeed a marvelous addition to the places of worship and congregations which we have in Winnipeg. I also think that this is a most amazing occasion and occasion of celebration of a pure and marvelous freedom, which we have in Canada. We have here a pure and marvelous freedom to profess the faith that we believe. In whatever form that faith has been shaped by history and by circumstance, and also by choice by us. This is a marvelous and precious freedom to practice what we believe in truth, in integrity, in grace, and in love, without fear of interference, repression, and oppression from any majority or any other party. Our pure and marvelous freedom here in Canada is a freedom to propagate the pearl of wisdom and truth which we wish to share with others for their good, for their health, for their happiness and their well-being. The opening of this mosque in many ways is a miracle. It is a declaration of a group, a small community, a declaration of their faith in Islam. It's a declaration of their right to declare their faith in Islam, to call their place of worship a mosque, to read, recite, and to study their holy book, the sacred Quran. And to do this against the background of a homeland in which these rights, these privileges and these responsibilities and these freedoms have been so sadly and cruelly denied. So in a sense, this day is not only a day of great rejoicing, it's a day of thanksgiving to God for a miracle. And it's a day of celebration for the freedom which we have in Canada. It's an occasion to celebrate the freedom which we have to share what we believe with others without fear of any retribution or any repression. And it is a freedom and cause of celebration that we can proclaim to others what we hold most dear, whatever it may be, because in proclaiming to others what we hold most dear, we are indeed bringing blessing to others. For all these reasons, I cannot put a limit on the great joy that I feel on this occasion today, and the joy that I know that I celebrate with you all so profoundly and so deeply, and I know if this occasion will be remembered so unforgettably by each and all of you. And we really appreciate those thoughts. Okay, it's my duty next to introduce to you Mrs. Shirley Render. She's MLA for the area called St. Vital, and also she's the legislative assistant to Honorable Gary Filman, the Premier of this province. And it's very interesting sidelight that she's not only a politician, she's an active pilot. She has written a book called Canadian Women Pilot, and she is president of the Western Canada Aviation Museum. So she has more than one attributes. She has. So I would call upon Shirley Render to please come over and say a few words on behalf of the Premier and also, I believe, Bonnie Mitchelson, Minister of Culture. Thank you.
They never make these podiums the right height for people who are 5'2" and shrinking. Thank you, and good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here to bring greetings to you on behalf of the Premier of Manitoba, the Honourable Gary Filman, and from my colleagues in the Government of Manitoba. Mr. Filman has asked me to express his regrets for being unable to be here this afternoon. He also asked me to extend his warmest congratulations to the members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association of Manitoba on this truly special occasion. For many of you, this official opening of the centre is the culmination of many years of planning and work. Enthusiasm and commitment have gone into every aspect of this building, from fundraising to finding the right location, to actually building and remodeling with your own hands, to organizing this special event today. This has truly been a labor of love, volunteerism, and dedication. It is evident in the centre itself and in the faces of the people here today. This is a day when you can rightly feel a sense of accomplishment and pride in a job well done. Your efforts will greatly benefit the Muslim community. Not only will this be a center for your culture, it will also be a place for social gathering and religion. A place to build pride in the community, as well as share your Islamic culture with all Manitobans. In fact, the three fundamental principles of Manitoba's policy for a multicultural society pride, equality, and partnership are certainly evident here today. The ideal of that policy on multiculturalism states Manitoba is a multicultural society, and the government of Manitoba believes that a multicultural society is not a collection of many separate societies divided by language and culture. Rather, Manitoba is a single society united by shared laws, aspirations, and responsibilities, within which persons of various backgrounds have the freedom and the opportunity to express and foster their cultural heritage, and the freedom and opportunity to participate in the broader life of society, and the responsibility to abide by and contribute to the laws and aspirations that unite society. This ideal of a multicultural society affects all parts of the community and speaks directly to Manitoba's determination to meet the challenge of living together in harmony and equality. I'm very pleased to be here with you today on this special occasion for your community and for all Manitobans. And our government is pleased to have worked in partnership with you to found the center, and we look forward to a bond of partnership in the future. And on behalf of the Premier, the Honourable Gary Filmon, and the Honourable Bonnie Mitchelson, Minister of Culture, Heritage and Recreation, and also Minister responsible for Multicultural Affairs, it is now my great honour to present to you this Community Places plaque for your centre. Your eyesight is like my eyesight. You won't be able to read this, so let me just read this out to you. Presented to the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community Center at the official opening of the new center, the Honourable Gary Filmon, Premier, Province of the Manitoba, and Honourable Bonnie Mitchelson, Minister of Culture, Heritage and Recreation, a Manitoba Community Places Program, Assisted Project. And again,
we will certainly going to try this plaque. Okay, the last word goes to our national president, Mr. Naseem Hadi. Just again a brief introduction. Mr. Naseem Hadi is presently based in Toronto. He's president of the community in Canada, and also he's called the chief missionary of our movement. Previously, he was based in Switzerland for 7 years, and he also looked after our community activities in Austria and the neighboring countries. And also he was director of foreign missions in our headquarters for a couple of years. So I would call upon Mr. Naseem Hadi to say the last words.
Following the tradition of Islam, I would like to start my short address with the recitation of the Holy Quran. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Amma ba'du fa'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank you all on behalf of Ahmadiyya Movement in Islam Canada that you could take some time from your very busy schedule, and you have graced on this occasion. We are very much grateful to you all, and especially the government of Manitoba and the minister and the premier, Gary Filman, to send beautiful messages on this very happy occasion. A few months back, I was traveling in the east, and I met different people, men and women, who were being persecuted because of their school of thought and because of their religion. It is almost impossible to believe that in this age there are people who are being jailed, are beaten up, or sometimes dragged physically in the streets just because they have a different school of thought or they have a different mode of worship. I was very much moved to see people who have lost their property because certain clergymen, unfortunate clergymen, were inciting the mobs to loot those properties and set those properties on fire. I also met some people who were really tortured by police because they were not ready to give up their faith. Then I recalled that how fortunate we are in Canada, where we can choose any religion or any school of thought we like, or practice any religion, or have any idea and then preach that idea without any hindrance. A few months back, that was exactly after a few days when I arrived from those countries, that we were offered by the government of Ontario to have a celebration of one of our important festivals right in the Parliament building. And I was very much moved that in one hand there are countries who are taking the name of a religion and talking about the moral and spiritual values, but the practice is that there is no freedom of conscience and freedom of religion at all. And on the other hand, there is a secular state where the government is offering their buildings to come and celebrate even the religious festivals. So today also I am very much moved that we have this opportunity to open and inaugurate this center, which is not only a cultural center or a center where the community can meet, but also a portion of it will be used as a place of worship, because our culture and our social affairs are not different from the religion. But I can also say one word to my fellow Canadians, that those people who have lost those liberties and those people who have been persecuted can really appreciate the freedom we enjoy in Canada. But sometimes we take all these kind of liberties and freedoms for granted, and we really don't appreciate that how great this country is and how great these freedoms are. So I would like you to ponder on this point I can assure you that if we have migrated from certain countries and we have made Canada as our second homeland, the love of this country is part of our faith. The Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Hubbul Watane min al-Iman, that love of your homeland is part of your faith. So to my fellow brothers and sisters of Ahmadiyya movement, I will remind them that if we love Canada because of these beautiful values, it is not only that Canada has given us shelter and Canada has given us freedom of religion and freedom of conscience and freedom of thought, but we also love Canada because it is part of our faith. So I pray to God that He may enable us to fulfill this responsibility, and whenever Canada needs us, we should be in the forefront to give any kind of sacrifices for this great country. Thank you very much.
As a word of advice, we deserve some refreshments before we start practicing what he has told us. So we would have some physical refreshments, and then this. Pardon? Okay, I think I'm reminded that there is a traditional way that when we finish our meeting like this, we have silent prayer, which is normally led by the imam who is present. So, Chief.
I just explain that in the silent prayer, everybody is most welcome to pray the way he or she want. So we will just join hands in silent prayer. Thank you.
So we can go just downstairs for.
Speaking exactly what I wanted to say about the experience.
And we were discussing taking the freedoms for granted, and you're yes, that's right.
Thank you very much, brother. Very much.
Son is
So, how are you these days?
I haven't seen you. You've been busy with your students. You did? Oh. That means you're more busy than ever, I'm sure.
Queen's University.
Couple of years, and that must be good. Doing himself. Yeah.
You don't like this place.
I was talking to Greg Mason, who's a friend of mine. He's just finished another economic survey. He says, yeah, she was home for about 2 weeks, and then she got pneumonia. One of the things it does is suppress the immune system, almost the same way that AIDS does. Of course, the disease is terrible, but infectious.
Nayaz. Good. Oh, and
They have the different sauces here. One is a hot sauce, yeah. And this one is the sweet.
Yes. I've known Ajaz for a while, but yeah.
he's been here from celebrate some special occasions.
Oh yes.
I'm just very new, but I don't knew it. Yes. Last year. Yes, I opened one for my business. I got second opportunity. This is my daughter. He's doing your own. Now he's in a free my children are like 4, 3 years.
It's time to give it to the
Without a bit of habit. पुराने फनीर बैठे हैं बहुत ऊंचे थे बहुत ऊंचे stage show and again you can't sell beer and liquor, you know, so that's why you make money and you don't have those things. Only you can have the food. Whereas people from India and Sikh, they know problem. So we try to do that's
mirror, you know, to see the image of the mirror. So like there will be a person who will retrieve his teaching soul. So he can't know. So the founder of the his name was Ahmad. So you know there are two things, you know, like the second name of Muhammad and also his name is the founder of the
what is this?
You want to
It's quite busy. I would think so, yes. Then we got it because down. A lot of work to be done here. Still have to do food out of work, especially outside.
Now it's outside.
Because it's cold. It was cold when we got this building.
So you know what you'll be doing next spring and next summer, eh?
Your
plans are all in
next
place.
summer will be.
One will come.
Pass it on.
It's mixing. I'm orange juice. We help them. You should try again. I did the cutting edge.
To be honest, what if we picking all the gold and all the sky and everything out?
We're keeping you busy in public office, I see.
मेरा वो नज़रिया सही नहीं है साथ ऐसा करते हैं ज़्यादा मतलब करने में थोड़े सही करते हैं लेकिन यूजुअली
Actually, the day I was looking for them. Yes, refugees. We are too large.
I'm the new, yeah. And
So who is the
for me, it was the Liberal Party.
Oh, no. So you are. Oh, that's nice. You don't look like a politician.
And I was appointed legislator, which mainly means that when he is unable to attend,
But as a community, the center, a religious center, is a place of peace and learning and a place where people come together. And I think it's a great addition to this community, and I congratulate the community and welcome everyone here.
I thoroughly enjoyed coming out here tonight. It gave me a great deal of pleasure to have been able to bring greetings from the Premier. And of course, for me, I'm a historian by profession. I like to learn about other people, their cultures, religion, and I would not have been here. I would not have had the opportunity to have come here unless I had been bringing greetings to the province. So for me, it was a really pleasurable learning experience. And
for us, it was a great pleasure to come.
Well, as I say, I like to learn about other people, and just, coming in and having to take off my shoes, I had read about that, but had never experienced it, so it really brought it home to me, some of the differences in your religion and my religion, and then learning about the door that was cut in the wall. Yeah, I noticed that immediately when I came in the room, and I thought, now, is there a door that's going to be cut here? But, and just,
Actually, that way is, that's what we are facing. That way is supposed to be to Mecca.
Yeah, facing east, is it?
No,
to pray
Mecca,
to, yeah.
to Mecca, Saudi Arabia. So we have to find from the compass how that angle we have, the
I
right angle.
see.
So actually that place is being directly towards the Mecca. That's about the sacred place.
About what I have seen this evening, and my only prayer would be that our members would try to show the best qualities that Islam has advised, and to show our neighbors that we know how to live as good neighbors, and particularly that we should be careful about our parking and about noise control. So I pray that God may fill up this mosque.
It's a marvellous acquisition. It's a marvellous addition to the centres of culture and of religion in Winnipeg. We have 462 worship places and congregations in Winnipeg. Now we have 463. And this one certainly has the most promising future, not only for its members and its congregation, but for the community at large as well. It has my best wishes.
In a world that is often divided by political differences and strife, it's very encouraging to see a centre like this open, which is here to promote love and brotherhood and mutual respect and I think it's encouraging, and I'm very pleased to see this center in our neighborhood and in our city. And on behalf of the city, I welcome people and wish them all the best.
Thank you.
Prominent mark for all Ahmadis. This mosque is centrally located. If you look at all of North America, it is the central area, central place of North America. And that gives a little bit of distinction. And hopefully, when we name this mosque, it will have reflect that. We're all the Winnipeg Ahmadis are very happy that this mosque is now open, and for generations to come, it will be a very good asset. Thank you.
Krishna? Oh, I see. Okay, this day, November 23rd, is a very special day for us because we have officially started our center this day, and we hope to be involved in community affairs with our neighbors and society in general to look after the welfare and the well-being of everybody around us.
I am very happy today to see that indeed our building is more beautiful than other buildings of Canada, and we pray that many will come here to join with our ceremonies, and within some years we will be able to succeed to bring peace here in our region and all over the world.
कोई स्पेशल समझे इसलिए तो आर्टिफिशियल हो जाता है ना बात अगर सवाल पूछे तो मैं कह देता हूँ
तो जो आपका आज के इसके मतलब जो पहला इंप्रेशन या खुशी आपको महसूस हुई या अपने
सबसे पहले तो हम अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र अदा करते हैं कि उसने हमें तौफीक दी जो भी अल्लाह ताला का घर बनता है हाँ वो कितना ही छोटा और कितना ही सादा क्यों ना हो उससे बहरहाल इंसान को खुशी होती है कि अल्लाह ताला के घरों में एक और घर का इजाफा हो गया तो अगर किसी शख्स को उसके लिए कुछ काम करने की तौफीक मिले तो ये महज अल्लाह ताला का फजल है और हमारे दिल में कोई फ़ख्र के जज्बात नहीं बल्कि शुक्र के जज्बात हैं कि उसने हमें इसकी तौफीक दी।
थैंक यू।